Good morning. This will be another shout out video. Uh, the main person in charge of this particular channel, he was born in Osaka, Japan, and I did have extended family members in that prefecture. I don't remember exactly where, so that's where I feel a connection to this person. What happened to him is that at some point he was, I think, about 8, 9 years old. His parents decided to move from Osaka, Japan to Sacramento, California, if I remember correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the description box below. Basically, he was born in Japan. His family decided to move to California. And what they decided to do, since he has a couple of siblings, moving the entire family at once was going to be too much. So they decided that mom and the kids will move to California first, and then a few years later, the father will follow them. Now, this happened during the 1990s when the mom and the son's children moved to California. And then, as we all know, what happened in 2001. The Department of Immigration and Naturalization Service was it doesn't exist any longer, and it was replaced by Department of Homeland Security. And unfortunately, with this change, that change permanently split the family. The father was all of a sudden, he was in the process of moving to the United States, but all of a sudden he could no longer come to this country. Now, they did have a discussion, the mom and the children, would they consider moving back to Japan then, so that way the family can stay together. But at that point, his mom had already, gotten a job, gotten established here. Their 3 children, they're already adjusted to life in the United States, life with the American educational system. And they knew if you go back to Japan, they're going to be, those 3 children are way far behind in terms of learning how to read and write in Japanese, and readjusting back to the Japanese educational system. So through no fault of anybody, that is the key thing. Nobody is at fault here. Unfortunately, his parents decided that the best course of action for them, their family, their marriage, is to get a divorce. So the father stayed behind in Japan. He did, with the divorce, he that freedom to get remarried. He married another person, and they have a daughter, while the mom and the children stayed behind in California. So, so that's their story. Really sad, unfortunately, these things happen. But they're doing the best they can, moving forward. So every year, except for, obviously, 2020 happened. Every year he does go back to Japan to see his father, his stepmother, and his half sister. And recently, he's in a committed relationship with a person from Central America. Recently, they bought a house together in Northern California in the mountains. So most of his videos recently is about him, getting settled in, seeing what work needs to be done with the house, because the house was abandoned. Nobody lived there for a couple of years. Not really abandoned, because I'm certain the property owners still pay property tax for the past 2 years, but nobody lived there for a couple of years. So he and his partner they're working on, seeing what needs to be repaired, seeing what needs to be remodeled, and also they recently adopted a dog. So recommend. So this is their main channel right here, and then let me show you. They have a second channel as well. The second channel is more about, so yeah, so you can see here. They also have other videos as well. So yeah, they're also talking about, the fact they bought a home in Northern California. They recently adopted the dog. So yeah, this is the second channel that they have. So um, this is the casual vlogging, adventures in travel. So check out both these channels. I'll put the link in the description box below. And definitely, this is a shout out. And again, as I mentioned in the previous video, in the past I've done shout outs, and some random comment was saying, "Oh, you just want the views." No, I don't. Look at this. Do they need any more? Yeah, of course they do. We would really like to see. I would definitely like to see them to get to 1 million subscribers. Now, some of them, some of their videos may be a little bit difficult to watch, like this one. Some of you, even if you're a meat eater, you might be like, this is a little bit difficult to watch. So you don't have to watch the videos that says, hey, careful, we're going to show some hunting or some fishing. So yeah, that's what he does. He worked at a restaurant in San Francisco, and he's now a content creator full time. So yeah, once in a while he does show him catching live fish, and some people might be a little bit squeamish about that. So you can skip those videos. But obviously stuff like like sea urchin, maybe some of you're not as squeamish because you're like, well, I mean, I guess sea urchins don't have a central nervous system, but or I don't know. But some people might be less squeamish about seeing sea urchins being cracked open, and he eats the innards. But yeah, like mushrooms, probably most of you won't have any problems with mushrooms because you're like, no, mushrooms are just plants. So yeah. So some of the videos might be a little bit too much. On others you might be like, oh well, yeah, I can watch him crack open a few sea urchins and it taste them. So yeah, he's got all kinds of this is like he recently went to Japan. He saw his half sister and his father and his stepmother. So yeah, so we got you got all kinds of sometimes he's in Japan, sometimes he's in the United States, sometimes I think recently he was also in like Central America, South America. He was in Panama, Nicaragua. So yeah, lots of stuff to see here. He even went to Alaska too. So it's like, wow, I mean, look at this. That's just amazing. See, they went to Alaska here. So yeah, he definitely he catches his own fish. Even kelp. He's got like a store. So yeah, check them out. And I shall see you next time. Take care and hope you have a wonderful weekend. See ya.